What's up, guys? It's your boy Gabe the Champ, and Happy New Year. So at the end of every year, a lot of One Piece fans, we get together and we discuss our top 30 strongest characters in the One Piece verse. I think it's a great idea. Leads to a lot of fun discussions to have while we're waiting for the chapters to come out during these holiday seasons. So let's definitely not waste any more time. This is a pretty long list. I don't want to keep the video too long. So as I go through it, I probably won't explain every single character, but I'll definitely do the best that I can. Starting with a couple of honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1, we have Weevil. So we don't know too much about him so far. Couldn't really scale him against anyone else that we do know. But we do know he's a warlord. He's definitely somewhat strong because the Marines gave him that title. And he doesn't even have a crew. He rolls around Dolo pretty much kind of like Mihawk. And right now, with them abolishing the warlord system, it seems like they wanted to send some vice admirals and a lot of Marines after him. We've seen a few ships coming for him. So they definitely recognize his strength. So I'm going to recognize him as well by giving him an honorable mention. One more honorable mention before we jump into the top 30. And this is Queen. So he is someone that I definitely had a lot higher expectations for. I actually had him in my top 30 right before I made this video. I actually had changed a few things around. I had to go back and look at his fight versus Sanji, and then also the Cracker fight versus Luffy. So Luffy struggled a lot more with Cracker than Sanji did with Queen. Cracker's Devil Fruit is a bit overpowered, and unless you figure out his secret, you'll be fighting his army for hours. Luffy actually needed some help from Nami to defeat him, and Queen, it seems like he needs to kind of do a little bit of research on his opponent before he fights them. If he's got the research on you, then he may be able to counteract anything you do, but if he doesn't have that research, it seems like you could probably get the best of him. So that's why he didn't make the top 30. So starting with number 30, we have Cracker, and I pretty much explained why I have him here, so I'll definitely move on. Number 29, we've got Boa. Now, Boa is a user of all 3 forms of Conqueror's Haki. We saw her holding her own during the Marineford War, and she's got a pretty interesting Devil Fruit. We know she could turn people into stone. So for number 29, I've got the second strongest woman in the world. Number 28, I've got Magellan. So a lot of people sleep on Magellan. I think it's because it was pre-time skip that we saw him. But during the time that we did meet him during the prison arc, he beat Luffy not once, but I think twice or 3 times or something like that. He beat Blackbeard and his whole crew. And this is the Blackbeard that just beat Ace. And he's got the clout. I mean, he's the warden of the prison that kept some of the strongest prisoners in the world. So I'm cool with having him at 28. 27, I've got Sanji. Everything that's been happening with Sanji recently in the manga and these recent chapters, he's practically indestructible. He's got even hotter flames than before. We've already known that he had crazy observation haki, and it seems like he's even gotten even faster. So I'm cool with Sanji being number 27. Some people could probably even argue him a little bit higher, but this is definitely the highest we've seen him. Welcome to the top 30, my boy. Number 26, I've got Doflamingo. Now, some people think that I got him too high. Some people may think that I have him too low. Doflamingo ability is one of the strongest, arguably, but I think that you need a little bit more than just having a hack's ability to be strong. We've learned a lot about Conqueror's Haki recently, which I think is what helps him a lot, knowing what we know now. And I love his character, and I'm not going to just say that I have him this high just because I like his character, but we did see a few feats from him. I mean, he battled Luffy and Law and Luffy again, and he almost stood up to one of the admirals. He stood up against Aokiji. He took one of his abilities. I'm not going to say that he's going to be able to defeat Aokiji, but I definitely feel like he was going to be able to hold his own for a little bit, and so this is why I have him at number 26. Number 25, useless Captain Mid. Nah, let me stop. Useless Captain Kid. So I'm a little disappointed in your boy Kid. I definitely want him to be a lot higher, but he needs to show me more. We need to see a lot more from him. I think that, comparing him to the other supernova on the rooftop, I feel like he did the least. I feel like his vice captain did a little bit more. So kid, we need to see some more, and when we do, I feel like your rank will definitely move up next year. Number 24, Yamato. So we don't have too much to go off of here. We've only seen her beat up Ulti a little bit, and she clashed with Kaido. So we know that she's nowhere near Kaido's level. Definitely don't want to put her on Luffy's level as well, but I would definitely scale her and put her under King and above Queen as far as within Kaido's crew. So I'm comfortable with leaving Yamato here for now. We'll see what else Yamato could do, but this is good enough for me. Now number 23, 22, and 21, I'm going to go with the old man trio, that being Rayleigh, Sengoku, and Garp, and I have them in this order, Garp being the strongest, followed by Sengoku, followed by Rayleigh. So Rayleigh's 23, Sengoku 22, and Garp is 21. They're definitely past their primes, but I still think they're tough as hell, so this is where I'm going to leave them for now. Number 20, I've got Trafalgar Law. Now, I love Law. I actually had him a little bit higher, and I definitely move a lot of characters around because, like I mentioned earlier with Doflamingo, Devil Fruit abilities are not everything. Now, his ability is definitely hacks, but from what we've seen, he has a huge stamina issue, and that holds him back a lot. And then recently we found out on the rooftop that he struggles against those with really strong Conqueror's Haki ability, so that holds him back as well. Unless Law is going to unlock Conqueror's Haki, I feel like this may be close to his ceiling, so I'm happy with leaving him at number 20. Number 19, we have King. So King has crazy durability, he's strong as hell, he's got the fire abilities from his race, and he's a swordsman when he feels like it. Number 19 I think is good for me. Number 18, we've got Zoro. Now Zoro is going to eventually be in the top 5 in the verse by the end of the story. He's slowly but surely getting there, and with King's defeat, he's definitely made a great argument for him to be even higher than he is right now. Now, I had to remove my biases and look at it just by the story, so I didn't want to have the Straw Hats all ridiculously at high spots. So for now, I'm cool with him being at number 18. Number 17, Katakuri. So after the King fight, there's been huge debates online about who's stronger, King or Katakuri, and I've even gone back and forth with it for myself. But today I'm going with the god of observation Haki himself, the great cat, aka the Mochi Man, Charlotte Katakuri. Number 16. So now this is going to be one of our first characters that I have on this list that we haven't even seen fight yet, but just based off of clout and knowing what's going to be coming later in the story, I have Shiryu. Now we know that Shiryu is going to be one of Zoro's next fights, him being Blackbeard's vice captain. Based off of the story, I expect him to be a bit tougher to deal with than King, so I have him at number 16. Number 15, we have Marco. So there's not many fights for us to go off of, at least one-on-one fights, but we have plenty of feats and clout. He is the former first commander of Whitebeard's pirates. He fought against Blackbeard in the Payback War, all of the stuff that he was doing during the Marineford War, and even more recently, he was holding off King and Queen Dolo. Number 15 is good for me. Number 14, Sabo. So Sabo is strong as hell with no devil fruit when we first got introduced to him. So once again, this is mainly off of clout because we haven't seen too many fights off of him. We did briefly get to see him fight in the Coliseum. He was getting the flame fruit, and then we briefly also saw him going 1v1 with Fujitora. Now I think that he probably would have lost this fight, but just the fact that he was holding his own for a good while, I think that's enough for us to leave him here at number 14. Number 13, Fujitora. Now we're starting to get into the big boys. Now Fuji being an admiral is enough for you to put him arguably in the top 10 to 15 automatically. I think that being a new admiral and he recently just him getting his devil fruit is the only thing that's kind of holding him back. Number 12, we have Ryokugyu, aka Green Bull. So now another character that we haven't seen much about. We actually haven't even seen the character himself. We've only seen the silhouette. But based off of Clout, the fact that he's an admiral, we know he's got to be at least close to or around the strength of Fujitora. And I feel like that sometimes when Oda is hiding a character, that it usually means that they probably are pretty strong. So I'm comfortable leaving Green Bull here at number 12. Number 11, Ben Beckman. So here's another character we've never seen fight, but knowing what we know about Shanks' crew, he's probably closest to Shanks' strength, and that's definitely says a lot. And this is just basically another character we have to go off of with their feats and their clout. He pulled up to Marineford and pulled out a gun on Kizaru, and Kizaru was like, "Oh, Ben Beckman." So that was a moment for me that I was like, "Oh, okay, is he Admiral level?" We also do know that he's older than Shanks. He was a well-known pirate before he actually joined Shanks' crew, so that's enough for me to leave him here at number 11. We are at the top 10, people. We finally made it. So here we go. Number 10, Dragon. So another character that we've never seen fight, and we're just going off of clout. I think Dragon could potentially be maybe the strongest in the verse. I know he's definitely stronger than Sabo, so I had to put him up here. I also feel like just off of what we know, he may potentially be in the top 10. So I was like at least at number 10. I've had times in the past that I had him higher. I had him in the top 5, but we've never seen anything about him much. We haven't really seen feats. We only know him as the most wanted man in the world. So that's definitely not enough to put him in the top 5, but it was definitely enough to put him at number 10 for me. Number 9, Luffy. So now off of the recent chapters, I could argue Luffy as one of the closest to top 5. I actually had him at number 6, number 7, had him at so many different spots. I was like going back and forth about this. I was like, I have to try and be so unbiased, and it's really hard to know where to put the main character. But knowing at the end of the story he's going to be top 1, top 3, or whatever, I'm comfortable leaving him here at number 9. And going forward, pretty much any of these characters 1v1 can beat each other. So even Luffy being the lowest one here on the totem pole, I think it's just because he's just getting here. Welcome to the top 10, Luffy. I feel like he can definitely fight with some of these, every single person on this list. Maybe not win right away, but once he figures it out, he will. So definitely cool with leaving him here at number 9. Number 8, we have Kizaru. I had him lower, and I was like, Gabe, you're disrespecting the admirals. He's one of the top 3 original admirals for a reason. And I think that he might be as strong as the other 2, but he holds back a lot. You could potentially argue him higher, you could potentially argue him a little bit lower, but I'm comfortable with leaving Kizaru at number 8. Number 7, Aokiji. So not much to say here. He simply hacks. The man could freeze the ocean in an instant, leave islands permanently frozen with blizzards. This is, come on, like there's not really much else I need to say. Number 6, Mihawk. Like I said, Zoro is going to be top 5 by the end of the story, and the reason why is because he has to beat this man. This is the world's strongest swordsman. Nothing else really needs to be said. Like I said before, you can argue some of these characters higher or lower, but I feel like this is where Mihawk belongs. Top 5. Here we go. Top 5.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
Number 5, I have Blackbeard. Now, any of these 5 you could shuffle around. I shuffled them around a lot. I've had Blackbeard top 1 before. I can argue, we can go back and forth about this. This is what makes it so much fun. He has the potential to be the best. The fact that he has the 2 different devil fruits, the darkness and the Gura Gura. For me, the other 4 are just built different. They have hockey that's on another level, and they've been here. Blackbeard is just getting to the party. So I'm cool with leaving Blackbeard at number 5 for now. Number 4, we've got Big Mom. So once again, I'm not mad if you have her number 1 or, in any order. Like I said, these 5 could be in any order. I've had her number 1 before. This is the strongest woman in the verse, Big Mom. She has crazy strength, crazy hockey, super hacks double fruits ability. She can create homies using hers or other people's soul. This is come on. Big Mom, number 4. Number 3, Kaido, the strongest creature in the world. I've had Kaido in my top 1 before. I've definitely gone back and forth with this. I've changed my list around in multiple orders, multiple times. So I'm okay with him right here. This man has potentially the strongest Zoan Devil Fruit in the verse. He cannot die. Man tried to kill himself multiple times, captured multiple times. Nobody could beat this man. They say 1v1, always bet on Kaido. So Kaido is number 3. You're like, why is he not number 1 after all that? We're gonna get there. Number 2, Akainu. I've seen this man get disrespected multiple times, including by me. I've disrespected him multiple times. But going through the story once again and after going over my list multiple times, I had to put him at number 2 because he's the only one in this list to defeat somebody in the top 10. Remember what the story is telling us. Storytelling is really important. Oda has shown us time and time again, when the strongest people fight, it always ends in a draw. Shanks versus Whitebeard, Whitebeard versus Roger, Kaido versus Big Mom. So it again and again and again, he always shows us that the strongest people, it ends in a draw. And then he showed Akainu and Aokiji fight for 10 days because somebody needed to be the winner, and Akainu was that winner. And let's not forget what Oda said about Akainu. He said if Akainu was the protagonist, he would find the One Piece in a year. That's mad clout. Basically, he's saying he would go through the whole Grand Line and defeat all the Yonko in a year. Luffy is doing that, and it's been 3 years so far, and he's still not done. So that's a huge feat that we haven't even seen yet, but basically trying to tell us how strong and how smart this man is. Number 1, I have Shanks, the god of Haki. So like I said, storytelling is important, and Oda has liked to show us that the strongest people in the verse didn't need a devil fruit. So we saw that with Roger, we saw that with Odin, and we saw that with Rayleigh. So seeing that all these strong guys didn't have devil fruits, doesn't surprise me if Shanks without a devil fruit is the strongest person in the story. So he's had multiple times where he's clashed with the strongest people in the story, and there was also once again no defined victory, but just based off of the other character, we have a feeling that Shanks potentially may have been able to beat them. It could have gone either way, but I think Shanks is holding back something that we haven't seen yet. And it seems like he's the end goal for Luffy to surpass. So Shanks has clashed with Whitebeard. Shanks stopped the Marineford War. He stopped Kaido from coming to the war. He also, when he stopped the war, Blackbeard was like, we're not ready for this guy and his crew. And it just continues to show more and more clout around this man Shanks. So he's waiting for Luffy to get to his level, and Luffy apparently needs to surpass all these other people that I mentioned before he'll be at Shanks' level. So guys, this was my thoughts. This was my top 30. Definitely let me know your opinions. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you have in your top 30. Let me know if you think I'm crazy about some of these. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Almost forgot to mention that I will be doing another video similar to this with all of the characters in the One Piece verse. So definitely look out for that video coming out this year, 2022. We will be doing the strongest One Piece characters of all time. So this will include the characters that are deceased, like Odin, Roger, Ace, Whitebeard. But yeah, that pretty much wraps this list up. So definitely look out for the top 30 of all time. I may do it like a top 50 and break it up into 2 parts. But let me know. That was a lot of fun. I would love to hear what you guys think. Definitely like, comment, and share. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.